Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Here's the word inspiration. How do we define it? If you find the word inspiration from the Merriam-Webster dictionary, there's the word influence to it. And influence leads to an action or power to create something. To put it into perspective, it's like igniting a fire with a lighter or sparking a synapse in your brain, which leads to something big, something out of the box as well. Afterwards, you either produce a good result or an extraordinary one, or something that's just pure garbage. It depends on the execution, whether you like it or not. Let's just say, on paper it might look good, but in reality, it might not look as good as what you have originally thought in your creative mind. It has been happening in the world of Hot Wheels.
Never do the same graphic on the same car twice.
Yes, and I have to admit, there are some flaws with some good designs as well. Some designs are wacky yet lovable, some are just quite serviceable, godly looking, but yeah, others that...
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Now we wonder to ourselves, how do we get to this point of uninspiring garbage that has been in the pegs and some recycled old stuff that was supposed to be redundant, yet they made it as an excuse that they lack creativity? This lack of creativity and inspiration ultimately causes one to settle for less in order to get that cash grab. And anyone can ultimately detect that they care less and less of their products or even their quality control of it, like it's no longer a masterpiece. It's more of a quantity over a quality scenario itself. And it sets the modus operandi for modern Hot Wheels standards. Let's discuss the 2 points I'll be making this video. Even though I realized that I was about to talk about 2 points, there's one kind of unnecessary. I'm not sure if it's unnecessary or not, but in a way, it feels like it kind of is. So yeah, let's just get on to it. So, the first point is the designs. If you were to imagine a concept car made by Hot Wheels, you'd probably think that they designed something quite realistic, and also you would think that they took obvious inspiration from real-life cars, as is most cases with fantasy cars, like Asphalt Assault, Synchro, Power Rage, or even High Voltage as well. Or probably other than every version of Jet Threat or RD-10 due to it being inspired by fire jets. It could be inspired by everything, yet they still keep their originality to it. Also, looking back at my previous videos, I've sung the praises of older fantasy models. While some may look wacky, cartoonish, or out of proportion as well, they still somewhat kept their realism and imagination intact. In other words, it works as an original design. Now, if you see a modern fantasy casting in the stores, it probably look like dog water. Well, most of them. Like you see some shit that just got slapped with wheels, apart from the fact that it just looks lazy, uninspiring, unimaginative, stale, commonplace, bland, vanilla, or any other word that doesn't resonate with creativity and originality. Well, what's also worse is that they just lazily used one existing casting and just redesigned it to something worse. An example would be Reverb converted to Hypertruck. Although to be fair, some are executed quite well, and some are just outright horrible. That's the 50-50 side of it. Also, if you see older reused castings with shit graphics and original paint jobs, there's a reason why most older castings don't age well due to most of Mattel's creative side having gone missing. I mean, you've probably seen the junkyard right now, or we could call it the junk realm. Now I'm left wondering why Mattel gives us more licensed castings, even with the same paint jobs and wheels, like what in the actual fuck? To cater a certain audience rather than using their brains to imagine something cool to their original designs. Speaking of paint jobs and graphics, this is another issue I'll be addressing on Mattel's lack of imagination. The graphics and paint jobs. I know I have said this in my previous video, but let me reiterate it again. Some color choices back in the old days seemed to work perfectly, as they somehow creatively found whatever color and paint job to create a theme that flows well with the model itself. Now it's just rehashes of older paint jobs used in some models that do not fit whatsoever, to the point that the designer probably just doesn't care about the end product. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's another mobile graphics, or the Moon Eyes graphics, or the Kaido House graphics on the Datsun 510, or basically on a different car, or the same car, yet they just make it worse and worse with other color combinations that just doesn't make sense to me or anyone else. Even though this is subjective, maybe the majority would agree on this. What's an insult to injury is that they didn't even bother to inspect one bit of their forgotten creativity, to the point that they're just half-assing everything and just stamp the seal approval to it as if it doesn't mean jack shit in it. Common examples are MST Suzuka's latest release. Maybe some of you might like it, maybe some of you might hate it, but to me, it looks... If I be completely honest, the color choice would look fine, the manga aesthetic would look fine, if the wheels didn't stick out as if someone puked on it. What's sad is that Mattel just did it out of laziness and pure greed for that easy cash grab, and basically everyone who gets manipulated into the hype, or these brainless consumers, don't help matters wise, as they just look at every model and go, yay, I'ma buy it, it looks fucking cool. Then like moments later, they probably just forget as if that model exists. Other than those two, most re-releases have been lackluster, or I should say, they're out of touch from what they once were now, reduced to a company being the same like every other toy car company would. It's just basically repetition all over the place. And yeah, how the great have fallen. Even though I still have a passion for this company nonetheless, or even I still love this company with a passion, because I also love collecting the older models to remind ourselves that Hot Wheels used to be different. It used to be something else compared to every other toy car company ever. I just don't like the rehashes and the shitty executions that they have been doing recently. What makes it even worse is that some people praise these overhyped and uninspired castings to the point that they're indirectly making Mattel have that easy cash grab and to think that, oh, this is what people want, I'll give them more of the same thing mindset. It's to the point that I am at the limit of my passion, that I once had, to almost borderline apathy that became the new norm of collecting. There's a part of me that still has some hope that they could go back to days where the creativity is still there and the endless level of inspiration for these castings. Like, you could take a new Ford GT and try to make it original. Maybe, I get it, it's hard to kind of originalize that sort of existing design to create a new one. But I mean, instead of just basically using cost cutting as an excuse to say like, oh yeah, this is what we can offer with just like the same recolors, the same graphics, the same, I don't know, wheel designs, or like just newer ones but even lazier, and that's going to be reserved for next video. They should have like thought about it first before just executing it, because if I'm being completely honest, I just noticed that most mainline releases these days kind of feel rushed, as if, you know, they had to take that, yeah, we have to release these cars, or, you know, release this sort of, yeah, release these cars, but with, like, we just apply different paint jobs, we just apply the same paint jobs, but then they just put it on different models, as if they said, oh yeah, this is different, but it's not. I know this is a huge rant again. This is another one of my rants. This is why, yeah, most of these people that I just see, or maybe I might envy, if I be completely honest, they just see the model, they just have the neuron activation, and they see like, wow, cool details and all that shit. When I literally saw other companies doing the same thing, yet they have better craftsmanship and quality than some of Mattel's produced gob shit. Yes, this is a completely long video, and I know it took me some time, and my friend also some time, to think about everything that I have to write. We've both, and maybe some other people that I know of, have been noticing some sort of like lackluster releases from Hot Wheels, or maybe just some uninspiring releases. Maybe some of them look good, maybe some of them look meh. It basically is subjective to everyone's opinion. So yes, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy. Again, please comment, like, and subscribe if you want more content like these. And you know what? I'll see you later. Next video, whether it be a review, whether it be another rant video, or whether it be probably a collaboration sometime in the future. But you know what? We'll see what the future holds. Until then, I'll see you later. Goodbye.